just about anywhere, including this very well house. But his favourite place to escape from is their 5-acre field at the back of the castle, where he thinks it's funny to let himself and his donkey friends run free around the moat. Now, catching and convincing one donkey to go back into his field is fine, we can do that with food and treats, but convincing 6 very hungry donkeys that the grass is greener in their field rather than in the moat is a completely different story. We can be out there all day sometimes, just chasing these little monsters around and around and around, and they think it's hilarious. But as you can see, Jack is also our cuddliest donkey, so it's impossible to stay angry at him, and he just keeps getting away with it because we know we're going to get a great big cuddle at the end of it. And like I say, he is 23 years old, but still a spring chicken in the donkey world, as the average age in the UK for a donkey is around 35 to 40 years old. However, in the past few years, we have seen cases of donkeys living anywhere up to the ages of around 50 or even 60 years old, thanks to improved knowledge and welfare. But much, much older than any of our donkeys is, of course, our wheel. Now, this is the 3rd wheel we've had here at Carisbrook, and it's 436 years old this year. It's made of solid oak, and it weighs around 1.5 tons, which, if you'd like to compare, is around the same sort of weight as a small family car. Now, originally, it would not have been trod by donkeys. It would have been trod by prisoners and servants, and it would have had steps running through the middle just to make it that little bit easier. But it would have taken humans just over half an hour to bring up 1 bucket of water, and that simply was not good enough for an entire castle that depended on this one water supply. So come 1696, we have the first record of donkeys on the wheel, and they never looked back. You see, donkeys could bring up a bucket of water in just 10 minutes. So this is fantastic news for the castle. Not such great news for the poor donkey that would have been expected to work anywhere between 12 to 16 hours a day without a break, I'm afraid. And it was up until the 1880s, our records show that there was only ever 1 donkey here at any one time. So not the greatest of lives for those poor animals. But you will be happy to know that times have changed, and you will never, ever, ever see a Carisbrook donkey doing this workload again. Our donkeys come with their own contracts when they come to us now, and it stipulates in their contracts that they cannot work over 6 minutes a day. Now, the longest one of our donkeys has ever worked in a day is a whopping 3.5 minutes, and that was Jigsaw. She is our current record holder. Now, speaking of hard work, for those of you brave enough to go up to our keep today, you will see the castle's original well. Now, that one was sunk in 1070. Like this one, it's 49 metres deep or 161 foot. However, the one in the keep has one pivotal design flaw. It doesn't reach any natural source of water whatsoever. It relied solely on rainfall alone. So in 1136, when King Stephen besieged the castle, the defending troops took one look down their well, noticed it was empty, and had to surrender the castle without any battle taking place whatsoever. So just a few years later, in 1150, the decision was made to sink this very well, and it took 2 prisoners just over 2.5 years to dig through solid rock and clay to reach the island's natural water table, which is still down there as we speak. It's estimated there's about 11 metres of fresh drinking water still down there, and we know this because we have the Environment Agency in every few weeks just to do some tests on it. And it's actually this well that determines whether or not the Isle of Wight will have a hosepipe ban in those long hot summers we're so used to here. But if we were to ask Jack to bring us up a full bucket of water, he would have to turn this wheel 34 times in total. So 17 turns one way would take that bucket down to the water line, then we'd have to take him off, put him back on the other way and do another 17 rotations in the opposite direction to bring that full bucket back up. Now, historically, when that bucket would be full to its 40-litre capacity, it would weigh around 16.5 stone. So we're not going to ask little Jack to do that today. All we're going to ask him to do is turn our wheel twice, just to bring us up an empty bucket around 6 metres, just to demonstrate what the workload would have been like. So, talk amongst yourselves, because we don't do anything fast with Jack. You might be a little bit speedier now it's the last one, but I doubt it. Good boy.
Let's see.
Good boy. Yeah.